About Jim and Effie.
Well, this, we were baling, we were thrashing grain at Jim's and Effie's. And I don't know if you'd want to record this, but Gordon was the biggest spoiled kid I ever saw in my life. And I know what, when we were getting down to the floor, the grain always had a lot of rats in it.
A lot of rats, huh?
Yeah, and so Gordon had his back to me, and I run the base of my fork up the back of his leg.
I bet he jumped.
I tell you, I would have loved to have had a moving picture of it.
He jumped straight up in the air, did he?
Oh, did he ever jump and flail around? But then, he was bound he's going to get even.
I bet.
And I can remember, what was her name, Effie?
Jim's wife was Effie.
Yeah.
She had sleeping sickness or something, didn't she?
Well, she was a very kind lady. But I can remember her saying, and I don't know just how this came about, but I can hear her saying it now. She says, I never spanked Gordon. Jesus, if anybody needed a
thrashing,
it was the one. And I can remember her saying that.
Huh.
I never spanked Gordon.
He was, they were involved with the Baptist church, weren't they?
I believe so.
Was your family a church attendant back when you were in your teenager years?
No, it was, I can remember Ma and Dad going to church a couple of times, but that was like, almost had to tie Dad up to get him to go.
Oh, did your mother go more than your father?
Yes.
Which church did you go to when you were a kid when they did go?
Well, the old Baptist church.
In Reed's Corners?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Did the Cases go there?
No.
No?
No, they went to Gorham.
Presbyterian or Baptist?
Methodist.
The Methodist church?
Yeah.
Okay. Want me to pause for the phone? Do you want to get the... That'll go down to the camp. Was there much crime?
Maybe you do want to pause it.
Hey.
Hello? This is Camp in the Woods. Yes? Yes?
Okay.
You told me
Shake
yesterday.
all the dead limbs off.
Yeah.
We didn't get the rain I thought we would.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought we'd be storming. There, we'll fire up again.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I ordered fish fries for dinner. No, we have to go down there. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised because they have done so much. No, that's not the Wegman. It's a real estate.
George, was there much in the 20s and
Yeah.
30s? Was there much crime?
Yeah.
Did people talk about having stuff stolen or anything?
Lorraine is
No,
supposed to
the
go
only
over
thing I can remember is a couple of neighbors getting drunk. That was about it.
So there weren't many problems then.
No, I can never remember having any serious problem.
I'm just fiddling with this thing, make sure it's okay. We probably ought to tell the camcorder that the noise we're hearing occasionally is limbs hitting the roof. We're sitting here waiting for the Hurricane Isabel or whatever results from it. Did you have orchards?
Yes, they had an apple orchard and a pear orchard, both.
When did the orchards kind of peter out or the market price fall, or what happened to the fruit industry around here?
I don't know, it just kind of faded out because I never didn't even bother to gather the apples up one time.
Because the prices were crummy?
Yeah,
Did you have wasn't there a real terrible cold winter that a lot of the trees died
yes,
was that in the 30s?
yes, it was. And I remember you could hear the trees crack when they would freeze so hard.
Was that was it like an ice storm or just it was so cold that
No, I was just cold,
cold?
you know. No, it just seemed to fade out.
Did people bulldoze their orchards or did they cut them up for firewood and
We cut them all up for firewood. I guess probably we did. I can't remember whether we pulled the stumps out or how we could get rid of them.
when you got out of high school and Herb's a sophomore, are you back here working with your dad on the farm?
I think I did for a while, but I hired out Frank Henry,
He lived where?
and he lives, well, you go to Reach Corners and,
Lincoln Hill Road, did he?
yeah,
Okay.
be the first farm on the left.
Okay. Gene Arnold lived there for a while, didn't he? Was this near Middle Road?
No, we're on the wrong road, I guess.
What did you do for Frank Henry?
He raised all that alfalfa hay,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you board down there or did you go from home?
No, I got my dinner there every day,
Okay.
yeah.
What did you do for him in the wintertime? Did you work there year round or?
No, I hired out for the summer,
Okay.
and more or less worked for my father because the thrashers was coming in, and it just seems though we're going from one farm to the next to thrash.
Now, was this thrashing wheat and oats or what were you thrashing? Beans?
We were thrashing beans, yeah, especially beans, because sometimes they would harvest those beans in the mud, and it would be so dirty you could
Oh.
hardly see. Yeah, but there was a grain, of course. Oats.
Who had the thrashing rig around here? Ruger?
Irv Pratt had one.
Where was he
Yeah,
from?
he come out of Rushville. Yeah. What was his name? Ruger?
There was a Harry Ruger.
Yeah. Between the two of them, anyway.
Now you had to bring the grain stalks and all to the thrashing machine and then pitch it in?
Right. Right.
You bring it up in horse-drawn wagons mostly?
Well, you're talking about the winter time now.
Oh, it's in the barn.
Most of it was all in barns and stored. And so
Would
you had
the-
to have at least 3 to 5 men in the mow to keep the thrasher busy. And then you wanted 1 or 2 good men to carry the grain and dump it in the bins in the granary.
And how many did you need pitching grain into the hopper or whatever?
Well, it had a platform, you pitched it upon the platform, and you had to have a pretty good rugged guy pitch it from there into the feeder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all in the winter time.
Yeah,
Was the thrashing machine next to the barn or in the barn?
it's in the barn.
In the barn. You ever have a fire?
No,
No?
no, not that I know of.
Other than when they had that arsonist around that burned some of the barns, were there many barn fires out this way?
I can never remember going to one. I can never remember going to one.
Okay. So you're working for Henry's and you're working for your dad. Where did you meet Francis?
Well, of course, they helped Ed grow thrashing, and between Ed and myself, I don't know how we got, anyway, he would come down the road and pick me up and take me to church.
Oh, okay. This is at the Baptist church?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And during the course, then I met Francis and Anna and some other girls.
did you and Herb and Francis and Anna and the other folks go to Christian Endeavor?
Oh yes.
Uh-huh.
That was our big meeting.
Was that Sunday nights?
Yes. Yeah.
Was that Reverend Esperson? Who was?
It seems so, I recall.
Now this was this in the Sunday school wing at the Baptist church?
Well, we ended up at the Congregational
Church. What years are we talking here with the Christian Endeavor? We talking mid-20s, early 20s?
No. It had to be,
That couldn't be mid-20s because you would have been 8.
right.
Okay, well, in 1930 you would have been 13.
It had to be around 31 or 2.
31 or 32. Okay, were Howard and Mary both in it? Howard Mumby and Mary wrote?
No.
No?
I think I'm wrong there. I think they both were.
Okay. And May Henry?
Yeah.
Okay. So what year did you get married?
1940.
1940. And did Herb get married the next year? 41?
I would think so.
Okay.
I can't answer that.
Did you get married at the Baptist church or the Congregational?
I got married at Congregation.
Congregational. 1940, were you paying much attention to the war in Europe? Or was it just something going on?
No, I and went before a judge. But then I was farming,
Yeah.
and I was married.
So did you have an agricultural deferment?
And the judge says, "You're crazy, we don't want you." So I got an agricultural deferment. You know?
Okay. Where were you December 7th of 41 when you found out about the war? Sunday afternoon, I guess. Or Sunday morning. Do you know how you found out about we were in the war?
It doesn't strike me as any one time.
Okay. When did you and Herb go into business down in Gorham? What year was that? Within a couple of
It had to be around 1950.
around 1950. So after World War II, they started making tractors and farm implements again.
Yeah.
How many years were you in business there in Gorham?
We were in business 10 years, and it was a bad time for us to get into it because the flush of the orders were already taken on the market. So
In the couple years after the war?
after the war, yes.
So most people that were getting new stuff had gotten it?
Yes, it was a smart thing for, can't think of his name right now, to sell out because he had taken the gravy out of the business.
Is this the fellow that you bought from?
Yes,
Was it a John Deere dealership?
yes. Herb had worked for him, and of course, we were saturated with ideas of selling John Deere.
Was was Turnbull over in Hall at that time?
Yeah, there was Turnbull and Hall, and there was Adam selling Alice Chalmers.
Where was he?
He was where the telephone company is now.
Oh, okay. Right down by Don Case?
Right.
That was a tractor dealership?
Oh yeah, Alice Chalmers.
Alice Chalmers?
Yeah.
Do you have any pictures of your John Deere dealership? Any snapshots of you or Herb or the building or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you went till about 1960?
Yeah, it took us about 10 years to get out of it.
Did you close the doors or did you sell to somebody else?
We sold the inventory to Turnbull, and sold
Did you rent the building or did you own the building?
we owned it at one time. It seemed so we rented it to the cannon factory in Rushville.
Huh. So you don't have any pictures around of your operation?
No.
Because bigger dealers could sell stuff cheaper than you could?
Well, there was so many of us. There was Case was in Gorham. John Deere was in Gorham.
And Hall?
Chalmers was over here. Turnbull was over there. Charlie Corn was over here.
Uh-huh.
It was just saturated.
Huh. So you got out about 1960. Tell me about the Country Gentleman.
Well, that's one happy part of my life. I started playing when I was 14.
So were you self-taught or did somebody teach you?
The saxophone I self-taught, but I had taken piano lessons before that.
Did your mother have a piano or did you go to somebody's
No,
house?
I had a piano and she was a good player. Good player.
Did your mother teach you?
Well, no. Mrs. Fitch taught me piano in Rushville.
You went to Rushville to... Did your mom take you down then to...
Oh yeah, I'd take me down and I'd have my piano lesson, come home.
Was your father in favor of that or did he think it wasn't necessary? Or didn't he care?
I never can ever remember him saying he didn't like it.
Okay, so did you play at the house then?
What's that?
Did you play at the house then?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I played my first dance I played was for a house party. And not at our house, of
Uh-huh.
course. I was 14, I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So that was 1931 then.
something like that.
Who were the first members of the Country Gentlemen, or did you have a group before the Country Gentlemen?
Not really. There was Homer Blakesley. He would call squares, and my mother played the piano. I played the saxophone, and Herb played the violin. And I always kidded him at the time that that was the worst violin I ever heard in my life.
Where would this have been where you'd do square dances?
Well, you go to Baldwin's Corners and go straight down that road.
Toward Potter?
Yeah,
Okay,
it would be the first house on the left. I don't know,
okay.
but that's where we played.
They move the furniture back and people
Oh.
dance, or?
Yeah, and Blakesley there, Herman Blakesley, he had a voice on him, terrific. And he would stand in a hallway and they would be dancing in every room in the house.
Really?
Yeah,
This is in the early 30s?
yes. Yeah.
Now would they have, was this during Prohibition or was this,
Well, probably.
now they just word of mouth that we're gonna have a dance type
Yeah,
of thing?
yeah.
Did you do other dances besides square dances? Did they do,
Oh yeah, of course they had round dance and square dance. And then they had the Virginia.
the other members of the Country Gentlemen, and when did you start playing in either dance halls or Grange halls or?